Hello everybody and welcome back to the Joker Smart League Season 5 B-League for the final time, because today we hit the final event, event number 6, the Triathlon. The 16 teams of the B-League are finishing this season today, and we've got 5 title contenders: Broncos, Dreamers, Shiners, Roses and the Corals, who are ready to face off for the one auto qualification spot into Season 6, and the bottom 4 teams also brawling for avoiding relegation. So today we'll hit the triathlon course. It's the same as in the bus race event in the main league a few events ago, and it's going to be an exciting battle, I'm pretty sure. We see the heats for today. It's stacked. Heat D has 2 title contenders, other heats have just 1, but it's still going to be very exciting. All eyes on our championship contenders, and let's get this going. Barking Broncos, Flamingo Flock, Toxic Reapers and the Earthquakers in the first heat. The Broncos are leading the championship. They need to advance if they want to make their chances even bigger right now. And so far it doesn't look great for the Broncos, because the Reapers are leading. Flamingo Flock now retake the lead and win. Reapers take second, Earthquakers third, and this is a disaster. 4th place for the Broncos in the triathlon event heat, and they'll go to the 13th to 16th placement race, which is the bottom 4 guaranteed for them. It is a disaster indeed, because it opens all the doors for the other 4 contending teams. And the Broncos with Maverick, they gotta pray for getting 13th in the placement race, but it's gonna be not easy. And the Earthquakers with Fisher practically guaranteed to get relegated right now. And now the Drizzle Dreamers with Vision, all eyes are on them in Heat B. Shamrockers, Winterwolves and Amber Ultras are trying to spoil the party. Will the Dreamers do enough to advance here? And it doesn't look like so far. And let's take a look, and oh my goodness, a great move by the Dreamers into the cardboard section. It looked like it was slipping away from them. And the Winterwolves take the second fastest spot. They won the race indeed. Shamrockers choked the advancement spot, and probably the chances to avoid relegation here. They were leading into the cardboard, but look at that, a poor moment for them, and they get passed by the Winterwolves and the Drizzle Dreamers. Amber Ultras is trailing a lot and getting a bottom 4 result today. And now with the Dreamers advancing, the Broncos' chances are even slimmer now. Rising Shiners, another championship contender here in this heat. They gotta be doing fast, and so far the Pure is doing like that, because they won the last season mainly triathlon, and Pure shows that they are a great marble in the triathlon event. And look at the porpoise bounces down the bottom. They made a great move over the Torches and the Globetrotters to get the second advancement spot, and the Pounces may be on for avoiding the relegation now. The Rising China is still in the championship battle, pretty sure. And look at the Pounces looking very well in this one. Torches getting third, Globetrotters bottom 4, but now the Quarters and the Coastal Corals, the last 2 contenders in the heats. With the Dreamers advancing, the Corals need to win the event, so they must advance if they want to do this. And they and the Quarters is doing amazingly, winning the race and getting the both transfer spots. Team Cream getting third, Royal Justice absolutely collapsing in this season. It's gonna be a bottom 4 result for them, and probably a relegation for them here. But the Roses and the Corals are still in the championship battle, and to be honest, the Barking Broncos could be still possibly in contention if they get the best result in the placement race, and the Dreamers get eliminated in the semifinals. So we see the next few races we get, the 2 placement races for the bottom half results, and 2 semifinals. So the first one is the placement race for 13. All eyes on the Barking Broncos. Maverick needs to do the best they can to avoid being passed by the other teams in the championship. The Broncos leading the way so far, it seems, and they enter the cardboard field, but oh my goodness, Maverick, they get stuck and passed by all the 3 rivals, and Globetrotters get the win. Globetrotters second, Justice third, and this is an absolute disaster, because the Barking Broncos now have guaranteed to not be the champions of this season. They choke it so hard in the final event. 16th in the most needed moment to clutch up. Maverick just doesn't step up as their teammate did in the previous 2 individual events, and the Broncos will not win the championship as a result. And here in 9th through 12th, Quakers and the Shamrockers, I think, pretty much guaranteed to be relegated. Team Cream, though they need to do as best as they can to try to avoid it, because the Perfect Bouncers are on track to avoid relegation at this point. And we see the Torches winning the race, Quakers getting second, Team Cream third. This might still be enough to stay alive, especially with the Globetrotters being down low into 14th and Shamrockers 12th, not being a great result, that's all in the final event. But we see the bottom half is determined now, Torches with the best of the rest, and pretty much a summary for the season. They will be avoiding relegation. Pretty inconsistent but quite solid results for the team. And we see the bottom half, and the Broncos, of course, being the most sensational team to be here. But now the semi-finals, also very important. The Drizzle Dreamers are the only contenders in this semi-final. Flock, Winter Wolves and the Taxi Creepers trying to spoil the party. If the Dreamers advance, they might kill off Roses and Corals as well in their chances to win, but it doesn't look amazingly so far because the Drizzle Dreamers are down behind. Taxi Creepers won the race. Winter Wolves took second, Flamingo Flag in third, and the Drizzle Dreamers will be knocked out in the semi-finals. So they got the championship on the line, with the Bucking Broncos being knocked out. They have only 3 more rivals: the Pressing Shiners, the Corchoses and the Coasting Corals, and the Dreamers. They will need to do as best as they can in the placement race, but it also heavily depends on the semi-final B. 3 contenders, only the Corporate Bouncers are here. They cannot win the championship, but they are going for avoiding relegation here this season. The Coasting Corals doing amazingly with Arching. Remember, he's a Season 2 Triathlon form and doing amazingly. Corporate Bouncers also advancing, and they are on track to avoid relegation actually. And Corchoses and the Pricing Shiners will be knocked out and will not be winning the championship. The Coasting Corals are the only team that can challenge the Drizzle Dreamers, I believe, right now. But it also depends on how the Dreamers do in the placement race, because if the Dreamers get higher than 7th, then I think it's over and they win the title. But let's take a look. Corchoses, Pricing Shiners also going for the overall podium, and they are off to the final section. I think it is the Pricing Shiners leading once again, Pure doing well, but the Corchoses take the lead and do amazingly well in the cardboard and keep the lead, take 5th, Flamingo Flag 6th, but where's the Dreamers? They are 8th, and they will finish in their position. Vision not doing so well in the final 2 races of the season, and as a result the Coasting Corals can still possibly win the championship if they win the gold in this event. Roses get 5th, probably enough to be the overall podium position. Pricing Shiners, it was a decent result, 7th still, but it now all depends on the Corals and their final run. Roritas, Corals, Wolves and the Pouncers. Pouncers are racing to avoid relegation. They need the top 2. Corals need a victory. And let's take a look. The Corals taking early lead. They are in a big one. First into the cardboard. They're leading the way. They're on to the Season 5 BL Championship. But oh my goodness, what was that move by the Winter Wolves? Actually, they done win the race, and that means that the Drizzle Dreamers are your Season 5 BL champions and will be auto-qualified for Season 6 after being relegated 2 times in a row. Look at that, the Corals were leading the way with Archon in the cardboard. Corporate Sponsors were second, but the Winter Wolves, great entry to the cardboard, and they barely avoid being third and beat the Corals and the Pouncers. And the Pouncers also needed top 2 to avoid relegation, and this means that the Winter Wolves, with that gold medal, they just literally made the Corals lose the championship and the Porpoise Bouncers be relegated. What a crazy scenario here in this finale. Here you see the event results, but now let's enjoy the podium celebration for one last time in the B-League. Let's take a look at the final standings. The Drizzle Dreamers win the championship by 2 points over the Broncos, who got the 0. Look at that, 5 points separating the top 5 in the championship. It was a crazy scenario here. Porpoise Bouncers, Royal Justice, Shamrockers and the Earthquakers will be relegated. Pouncers missed out on the comeback. Heartbreak here for them, 2nd straight relegation. But that's all from me today. See you in the final event, and now let's enjoy the closing ceremony of the B-League.